we want to provide you guys some just general information about the university, introduce you to the University of Kansas, which we also refer to as KU. And so we will go through this PowerPoint, which will give basic overviews of the different academic options we have here. And then towards the end, we will also discuss student services, student activities. We have two of our international student ambassadors here. They will be able to give you a perspective on current student life here at KU. And we also have someone here from our International Student Services Office. So again, I'll have you guys briefly introduce yourselves.
My name is Joanna Hamill, and I am an immigration advisor in the International Student Services Office. So I primarily do that advising, but also help a lot with our orientation programs. So we'll talk a little bit more about all of that in our office soon.
And I don't think that I said my name. My name is Summer. I'm the director here in International Recruitment and Undergrad Admissions. We do undergraduate international admissions here in our office, but we are also a resource for graduate students in regard to helping with recruitment and putting students in contact with the appropriate departments. So whether you're undergrad or grad, definitely reaching out to our office is a great place to start.
My name is Sofia. I'm a sophomore from Madrid, Spain. I'm a double major in human biology and psychology.
Hi, my name is Ria. I'm from Chandigarh, India. I'm majoring in molecular cellular and developmental biology, and I'm a sophomore.
Great. And Seth, who is
I'm
on the
Seth.
computer. He is our communications coordinator here, and so he will often be one of the first points of contact that you may speak to when reaching out to our office. I wanted to mention, as we go along, if you have questions, we definitely encourage you to utilize the chat feature to ask questions, and we will address those as quickly as we can. So to begin, do you want to go ahead to the next slide? So just to tell you a little bit about KU, we are a major public teaching and research institution located in Kansas, which is right exactly in the middle of the United States. And we have nearly 200 undergraduate programs to choose from. And so there's such a wide variety of programs that almost anything that you may be interested in, the chances that we might have something that would meet your needs. We have around 28,000 students across 3 different campuses, but the majority of those students are located at the Lawrence, Kansas, which is a small, I'm trying to decide if we call it small to medium size, cosmopolitan city. By that, I mean, it is a very diverse population. We are very close, around 40 minutes away from Kansas City, which is one of the large cities in Kansas, where there is easy access to an international airport, tons of shopping, a lot of activities. I think Joanna later might talk a little bit about the different activities that the International Student Services Office does in regards to programming and fun field trips and things that are done in Kansas City. To tell you a little bit about the state of Kansas, we do have 4 distinct seasons, and so that's kind of fun for students who may be from areas who don't necessarily have cold and hot or a wide variation in environments. It is a very temperate climate though, so it's never so cold you can't stand it or so hot that it's terrible. It is a very nice climate. We have more than 600 student organizations, and a lot of those are related to academics, but a lot of them are just for fun. And so something that we promote to students is we really encourage you to get involved. The more involved you are on campus, the more successful you will be. You can create groups of friends and meet people from all over the world. We have around 21,000 or 2,100, I apologize, international, yeah, international students from more than 100 countries, but we also have students from all 50 states. And so there's a wide, diverse population of students that we really encourage everyone to meet and explore all of your different interests and really get involved in activities. We have alumni who include world leaders, astronauts, CEOs of top 500 companies, Nobel laureates, inventors, sports. I don't know if you are familiar or fans of basketball, but the first basketball coach at KU was actually the inventor of basketball. And so that's a huge thing here that is really fun for students to get involved. And something to point out, March Madness is coming up. And so if you're interested in following that, definitely look for the KU Jayhawks because they will be part of that. And so that gives a little bit of an overview of just the university in general. Rankings, I know, are something that a lot of students are interested in finding more about. We are very proud of our rankings. We are ranked number 53rd at the moment of 190 national public universities and 222nd globally. Which, to put that in context, there are thousands of universities globally, and only the top 1,000 actually made the list. And so even when you're thinking of 222, is that very impressive? Well, when you put it in the context of we have so many universities, even here in the US, there are nearly 5,000 universities. And so we are very pleased that we are ranked as highly as we are. We are consistently ranked highly in US News and World Report, the Princeton Review, and something that we are one of only 34 public institutions in the prestigious Association of American Universities. And that is an organization that has members such as Harvard and Stanford. And we are very proud also that we are able to participate in that organization as well. And in terms of the environment, Lawrence is a great place to live, and these guys will be able to tell you a little more about that later. But we are consistently ranked in the top 10 college town of some of the best college towns to live in. Seth, do you want to talk a little about the School of Architecture?
Sure. Right. So the School of Architecture and Design and planning, urban planning is another element of what they do over there. Most students gravitate towards the 5-year Master of Architecture program, which is exactly what it sounds like. Most of the typical bachelor's degree will take you 4 years to complete. This one you go for an extra year and you come out with a master's degree. It has 11,000 alumni worldwide. Students gain all kinds of practical experience as they're going through this program. Studio 804 is a facility, I think, kind of out on the outskirts of Lawrence, where the students actually implement their design projects, build things. And one of the major projects that they undertook just in the last, probably would have been 10 or 15 years by now, there was a city in south central Kansas called Greensburg that was pretty much destroyed completely destroyed by a tornado. And students working in Studio 804 played a large part in rebuilding the city. And not only, building houses, building shops, building places for, civic life to take place, but building things in a way that's in line with new models for sustainability, energy efficiency, things like that. So the town, when it was rebuilt, really, was presented at least as a model for, cities of the future. A lot of students, as their, for their senior or master's degree capstone project, I mean, it seems like every semester or so, they build a house somewhere in Lawrence. So they get experience with a construction project from start to finish that way. And major companies from Kansas City, Topeka, there are architecture firms in Lawrence as well. Will seek out students to work on building and design projects. And these aren't interns. These are just students, people who are enrolled in architecture classes at KU. Major companies will come to the School of Architecture and say, we're working on this. Are there any students that you know of who would be a good fit for the project? So our students are sought out. They don't look for the opportunities. The opportunities kind of tend to come to them. So yeah, that's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and definitely there's a lot of opportunities for gaining that practical, hands-on experience that will really help prepare you for a future career. So the School of Business is very excited because within the last couple of years, they have built a brand new Capitol Federal Hall. And so it is a state-of-the-art brand new building that houses all of the departments within the School of Business. The School of Business is also AACSB accredited. I know that there are a lot of accreditations out there and a lot of acronyms that may not make a lot of sense to you at the moment, but to give you an idea, there are only about the top 5% of business schools in the US have this accreditation, and this is a globally recognized accreditation. And so US and international institutions are accredited through this organization, and companies seek out students who have graduated from a program with AACSB accreditation. And so that can be a really valuable thing when transitioning into a career, when you're looking for a job after graduation. There are over 20 business-related student organizations that do a wide variety of activities. You can join peer groups that help with tutoring and support within your class, but also organizations that put you in contact with companies and internships. And again, because of our close proximity to Kansas City, there are a ton of companies that work very closely with the University of Kansas to identify students for internships and opportunities that often will transition into full-time employment after graduation. And so you'll see listed there on the on this slide, these are all of the different majors that are available within the School of Business, but also something that is very common and a lot of business students do is have a major plus a minor. That's something that in general within the US educational system is a key factor that really benefits students is, and these guys, as they were both talking, I think, do you have a dual major? You have a dual major, okay. But so you can really tailor your own educational experience. And students within the School of Business and across the entire university do that. But moving on, the School of Engineering is, oh, and also this applies to the School of Business as well. Both the School of Business and School of Engineering are ranked in the top 100 in the US. And they are very high quality programs. And again, talking about another accreditation, the School of Engineering is ABET accredited. And so that is another globally recognized accreditation, which establishes high standards for the curriculum within the program, and also really helps to prepare students for transitioning into employment. And again, employers are looking for students who have graduated from those high quality programs. Within this program, there are a ton of very cool activities that students are eligible to participate in, such as research and design competitions, Jayhawk Motorsports. Seth, do you know a little more
Yes,
about that?
they build a car and they race it against other universities' cars that they build. So and they win. Right. Do you want to know about the Center for the Global,
Yes.
the Center for the
If you
Remote
wanna talk about
Sensing
that.
of Ice Sheets? Is exactly what it sounds like. They build drones basically to fly over Greenland and measure the density of the glacier. Yeah, they report back. They have big conferences about what are we going to do about Greenland's glacier. And yeah, I've actually visited the laboratory where they built these things. It's right there on campus, and it's really, it's a lot more interesting than I'm making it sound. But yeah, they build drones that use sonar or some sort of signal to measure how dense the ice sheets are.
And in relation to that, there is currently grant funding that the School of Engineering partners with the physics department, and they have grant funding that allows them to take up to 40 students per year to go for a period of time to work on this exact project. And so there are a lot of really cool opportunities, and related to undergraduate research, that I believe we'll be talking about that a little bit later as well. But as you're considering all these different schools and majors that we're talking about, in nearly all of them, there are going to be undergraduate research opportunities. And so as soon as you find an area of interest, there is the Undergraduate Research Center that is there to help assist you in building that idea, putting you in contact with faculty that you can work with on real research projects that may ultimately become products or patents. Also talking about internships, Black & Veatch Global is one of the largest engineering companies, possibly in the world, but definitely in the US. And they have global locations all over the world. And that is one of the companies that KU works closely with to place students with in regard to research and internships. And here you can see all of the different majors: aerospace engineering, bioengineering, biomedical, chemical, and petroleum. Petroleum engineering is a major that a lot of schools do not offer, and so that's something that is unique about the School of Engineering here. But there's a wide variety of opportunities within the School of Engineering, and as you have more questions about those, definitely reach out to us and we can provide you more details about them. Seth, I will ask you, and perhaps Joanna, I believe, did her undergraduate program in the School of Journalism. And so do you want to talk a little about that?
Sure. So it was a little while ago, but yes, I did graduate from KU with a degree in journalism, specifically the strategic communications side. So the School of Journalism and Mass Communications here at KU is also really well established and well known. A lot of great alumni from this school as well. So it's pretty cool because you can pick a track that you are interested in. So there's the news and information side, the strategic communication side, which is more like marketing, public relations, that sort of thing. And then also now it looks like sports media. I don't know if that was available.
They did just shift that,
Okay.
some things, and so they have changed some of the majors within the School of Journalism.
Yeah. And they also do some really interesting things like run a student newspaper, so the University Daily Kansan, so you can be a part of that. They also have a student-run marketing and advertising agency, and a TV station, so you can really get involved and practice those practical skills. And then also there's just really great internship opportunities in the program, and a lot of great faculty and staff that can help with career advising. At least when I was there, career was, we're working on how to do resumes and how to write cover letters and things like that, even within that particular program. So yeah, a lot of great opportunities.
Yeah, and in regard to the University Daily Kansan, which is the student-run newspaper, on a fairly regular basis, stories that students are writing sometimes get picked up by the Associated Press. So again, you have that opportunity to build those practical skills and make contacts in the real world that will ultimately benefit your career. So the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, this is probably our largest and most diverse college because it includes a wide range of programs from languages, social sciences, humanities, physical sciences like physics and biology, mathematics. Right here it says they have 120 different programs within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And so if you're a student who may not be sure exactly what you want to do, this would be a great place for you to start. We do have what are called exploratory pathways or general studies majors. And, excuse me, they allow you to begin your studies at KU. You do not lose any time by starting as a general studies major or in one of these exploratory pathways, but it really gives you a chance, exactly as the title says, to explore all of your options and try out different things and figure out what you might be interested in. And that's something that is also somewhat unique to the U.S. educational system, where we do encourage that exploration and the ability to change your major or try out different classes that may fall under what we call general education requirements or electives. That's going to be part of your program structure. And so this gives you a really great chance to try out all your areas of interest and decide what you're really interested in. And so while doing that, you're able to build a wide range of skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and communication skills that employers really value. And our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, as you can see, they have a 90% job placement. And so there are so many opportunities for you to build your own major and your own program and still have a very high employment rate following graduation.
I wonder if it might be a good chance to have the
Actually,
students jump in, because you're
yes.
both biology majors, right?
Yes.
So, and both pre-med as well? Did I dream that, or? Yeah, tell us about what it's like to be a student. Or tell us about the academic experience.
Right. I would also like to talk about the whole like having options kind of side of thing, because that's something really different to the education that is offered in Spain. At least when you go to the university, you have already had decided what you want to do in life, the job that you have to do. I don't know, like you need to have your entire life planned kind of. And if you change your major, you have to start all over again. But here, the fact that you can like switch majors or just keep exploring through your classes has benefited me personally. I started as a biochem major, didn't like it. I switched to human biology, and then I took a lot of side classes, so that's why I added my second major. So I just added it like last semester. So like I had already like a year and a half more to keep exploring the things that I like. So that's something really different from what is education like in Spain, and that benefited me personally a lot.
And Ria, did you have a similar experience?
Yeah, adding into that, I like the fact that you can be in your major, but at the same time, you have the option to explore different opportunities, especially with the help of Career Core. Like, because of that thing, I had to take classes in humanities, psychology, sociology, which if it would have been on my side, I personally wouldn't have ventured out of the science field. So right now, like, I'm taking a sociology class, and I realized that it's so much related to medicine. Like, medicine is just not about being, concerned with biology or learning about the physics or chemistry of the body. It has so much, when interacting with patients, it's much more at the level of sociology rather than, actual their bookish medicine that we learn about. So it's like right now I'm like kind of inclining towards maybe minoring in sociology.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and which I
That's
like.
great.
Yeah, and I like this fact because had I been in India, it wouldn't have been this opportunity. I would have been able to explore this part. So yeah, that's the diversity that the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences here at KU has to offer. I really like it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that is so great to
That's
hear.
incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So because, and you can tell me if I'm interpreting this correctly, but because of the flexibility and the opportunities to explore those majors, you actually identified some new areas of interest that may end up being part of your career someday, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That is so great. And so we do talk about that often, that is that holistic sort of approach to education is something that's really beneficial to students. And I'm always excited to hear when you guys have taken advantage of that. Because even when I was a student a long time ago, there wasn't as much flexibility, or it wasn't as encouraged quite as much. So I'm very glad that here at KU that has evolved so that you guys have tons of opportunities. It's very exciting. And while we're on, you guys, are either of you doing research at the moment? Do you want to talk a minute about that?
I'm personally working, well, in summer I started working in 2 more labs, but I'm volunteering in one right now, and I'm working in another one as an actual research assistant. The 3 of them are related to psychology, and it was super easy for me to find the connection with the professors, because it's something that, like in KU, in the US in general, they really value research experience during your undergrad. So basically, it was super easy. I just had to email some professors, had some interviews with them, and that was it. And if you're interested in the project, you're in, kind of. So it gives you a lot of exposure to what is the field doing right now. And also, it kind of gives you the opportunity to discover your own personal research interests or your personal career interests.
Are you doing research?
Yeah, I'm actually doing a research in the Department of Molecular Biosciences.
Okay.
So my research lab is mostly genetics based, So we are exploring the genes behind the RNAi interference mechanism. So again,
Wow.
in case, yeah. So again, in case of research, we do have options like you start as an assistant, then you have the opportunity to take on your own independent project, and within the department itself, you have the opportunity of doing, the departmental honors, which again adds a good research experience.
Mhm. That's great. So yeah, I'm very happy to hear you guys are taking advantage of all the great opportunities here. That's definitely, as prospective students, you guys should all consider actually taking advantage of the huge variety of opportunities and chances to get involved. That is something that we encourage all of our students to do. So I'm glad that you guys are. So moving on, I don't know that either of you participated in our Applied English Center, did you? But we do have a comprehensive English language program, which is the Applied English Center, and that offers all levels of English instruction for students who may need full-time introductory level English, clear through both undergraduate and graduate students who are just perfecting their English proficiency. Within that program, they not only include just English training, they also do cross-cultural advising. They help, in particular with grad students, they help teach like teaching methods and things like that. They do a lot of cultural immersion sort of activities within the classroom. All of the faculty hold either master's or doctoral degrees, and KU's Applied English Center was actually one of the first English language instruction programs established in the U.S. clear back in 1964 as a part of a grant that was established by the U.S. government. And the KU AEC, the Applied English Center, also partners with the Academic Accelerator Program, which we call the AAP, which is sort of a foundational or pathway program that is designed to help students who are looking for maybe a higher level of support in regard to academic support, in-depth advising, really involved cultural immersion activities. This is a program where you start out taking academics. You're admitted to your actual to an actual academic program, but if you need English language training, you start doing both English language and academic coursework at the same time from the very beginning. And so throughout that program, it can vary from like 1 to 3 semesters. Even for students who do not need any additional English language coursework, they also have the opportunity to participate in that program for their initial semester, which provides different things such as like tutoring support, really great advising support. Their main goal for that program is to really help ease the transition, because it's not only a challenge coming from high school to university, but for international students, you're also coming to an entirely new educational system, a new culture. It can be very intimidating, and while there is great support at the university in general, if you're looking for maybe a little higher level of that, then the Academic Accelerator Program may be a good fit for you. But also in regard to the Applied English Center, you can do English only. And so if you don't necessarily want to do a degree program here, but you want to perfect your English, you could come and do just English. Or we do have the option where you can transition to academics, which is what a lot of our international students do. They may start in either full-time or part-time English language, and then as they progress throughout the AEC, they transition into their degree program. And some of the upper level English courses can count as academic credit towards your degree programs as well. So those are both very good program options as well. And now I'll turn it over to Joanna to talk a little bit about the International Student Services.
Yeah, so like I said, I work in the International Student Services Office, or we refer to ourselves as ISS. So we do a lot of different things on campus. We do immigration advising. So I'm one of 6 immigration advisors, and we help primarily advise. So Summer said that we have over 2,000 international students on campus, so we are the main source for that particular immigration advising. We also do a lot of programming, so we'll do internationally focused programming, but then also trying to connect international students and domestic students too. So she was kind of mentioning some trips that we organize. We have a specific person in our office actually dedicated to developing programming. So we'll do trips to Kansas City. They went to the River Market area last weekend. They'll go to a really well-known art museum. We'll go ice skating at the Crown Center area in Kansas City.
Was there the Chinese Dragon Festival?
Yes, the Dragon Festival in the Plaza area of Kansas City.
Shakespeare in the Park.
Yeah, lots of fun things. So we also do, of course, a lot around Lawrence too. On campus, there's international coffee hours. So if you want to present about your specific country and culture, we encourage that. Those are really fun. So a lot of really great programming, and I don't know if you all want to chime in on anything about that piece, if you've been involved in any of that or any of the international groups that we have too, or.
I've attended the International Coffee Hour many times. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's basically people from that specific country do a presentation on what it's like to live in that country, basically, so that other people from other parts of the world, I don't know, it's like having an entire world in a small classroom, or I don't know, it's interesting to have that, like, get that perspective from and like how it's life in other places.
Yeah. I myself I'm a part of an organization called the International Friends. So it's like every weekend, all the international students, they come around over the Friday night to play games or just talk about how their life has been like. So even for the spring break that's coming up, they have organized a couple of activities, like they will be having the showcasing of different movies from international countries, like there's one movie I know it's going to be from India and one is from Korea. And then they're also planning on going on bowling this Friday. So yeah, it's fun because you get to meet other people, and this is the way how you feel like, oh, I know people on the campus. Yeah, there are people that I can rely on.
Yeah,
So
another thing I would like to add about that is about orientation. I mean, we met during orientation. It's like the week where you get to meet all your kind of future friends. Like most of my friends are international, and I met them during that week. It's great week. You get to do a lot of events, like fun stuff, and you get to meet a lot of people. And as I mentioned before, they are your future friendships throughout your time here.
Yeah, so I was going to talk about that.
That's
as
our
well. One other
orientation.
thing just about our office really quickly is we also provide like overall student resource support. We have a student resource coordinator, so some academic support, and I mean just anytime anybody wants to come in and just talk about anything that might be going on in their lives, really. So we offer a lot of things in our office, and then also one of them that we do is international orientation. like she was mentioning. So yeah, Seth, if you want to go to the next
Oh, sure, yeah.
slide. So we do international orientations every fall, spring, and smaller one in the summer. Fall's our biggest one just because that's when the majority of students are starting, but we do spring and summer as well. So we offer a multiple day program that's helped or designed to sort of ease your transition into life here at KU and also in the US. And we also help you get a lot of those kind of required processes completed. So we meet with the Watkins Health Center on campus and the Applied English Center if you need to, and we help you, review all of your immigration documents and get those kind of things out of the way so that you can enroll on time. But we also, like she was saying, do a lot of fun social events so you can really meet other people and establish those connections right off the bat. So it's a great program, and it also just kind of helps you, like I said, ease your way into life at KU. So,
and in addition to that, there's something called Hawk Week, which is right at the end of the international student orientation, where it integrates both international and domestic students. So everyone who's new gets to meet each other and really interact and become involved, because we want you guys to definitely meet all of your great new international friends, but we want you to have a chance to meet all of your new American friends as well. And so that's really campus-wide integrated activities, which can be a lot of fun, and there's free food and like free giveaways. You get to see what is Big J?
oh yeah, the traditions.
Yeah, Big J and Baby J, which are, do they call him Big J?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, the Jayhawk, which is our mascot. But yeah, there's tons of great fun activities during all of that.
Is that it? Next.
Yeah, and so I was also hoping that you could talk a little bit about different services that you refer students to. In particular, our next slide talks about academic advising, but there are also other great things like career services.
Yeah, so part of our office is also referring students to other resources on campus. So right here, we're talking about academic advising. And so our office doesn't primarily advise on like what classes you should take or things like that. That's up to specific academic advisors and people that are specialized with.
Rhea has to go to class, so we'll say goodbye to her. But thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So there is the Undergraduate Advising Center, or the UAC, is a primary resource for a lot of our undergraduate students. So that advisors in that office are helping you pick your classes and get your schedules figured out. And those are usually free, like not having to declare the major yet. Yeah, so like pre-engineering or whatever it might be, there's academic advisors that are there to help you choose those specific classes there.
Yeah, and so there's just, I'll try and kind of do a fast overview of a lot of the student services, but just so that you know, there are pretty much support services in place for anything that you might need, from immigration to academic advising. Career services is a huge part of the support system here on campus, where they can help you find on-campus employment. International students are able to work up to 20 hours per week on campus. And also they help prepare you for your future career by doing mock interviews. They hold career fairs where they bring in hundreds of employees or employers. where you have the chance to interact and interview and potentially find both internships as well as permanent full-time positions. Also, as Joanna mentioned, Watkins Health Center is a on-campus health center that as part of your student fees, you are able to find medical care there. International students are required to have health insurance. That is something that is coordinated by Joanna's office as well. But for the most part, you can use Watkins free of charge because your student fees cover that. And then our students' libraries, or KU libraries, are ranked among the top 50 in all US universities. And so there are tons of resources there, as well as great library staff who can help you with your research. They can help you find whatever resources you're looking for. Our honors program is one of only 11 in the US who received a perfect score, and that was done by this long title of a review of 50 public university honors programs. But the honors program is something for that's really beneficial for students who are looking to take their education kind of to the next level in regard to really challenging themselves and building on that skill set that they are developing within their majors. And in terms of student life, we have a huge variety of on-campus housing and dining options. We have 2 new halls that opened in 2015 and 1 more new hall that's going to open in 2018. And there's a large variety of price ranges. And do you live on campus?
I work as a resident assistant.
Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah.
so Sophia is a resident assistant.
In Johor Towers. It's one of the apartment complexes, and it's right in front of engineering.
So you're not required to live on campus, but we do recommend it because, again, it's a great place to make friends and really get involved. And our housing and dining department does also do activities. And like, what kind of things does your hall do?
Well, in our hall is kind
Like,
of
it's your apartments.
Yeah, our apartments are more dedicated for sophomores and up. Like, we have also graduate students living in the apartments. It's basically an option that gives you more independence compared to dorms, but also gives you more accessibility to campus because it's like right in campus, as opposed to living in off-campus apartments. You have several like options price-wise, and we try to do activities so that residents get to know each other and we get to form like a community. Is kind of hard because we have like for example, an array in residence halls. We have to take care of like 30 residents or something like that. I have to take care of 200 people in a tower, so it's like a lot of people to try to connect with. But in general, we try to do events to kind of like form that community so that they feel like they are part of something. But not only apartment-wise, but also how do you call this? There's an association related to housing that does events and that puts, they have karaoke nights in Daisy Hill or other kinds of events that maybe you're not connected with the residents of towers, but you're also connected with residents in the other halls in Daisy Hill.
Yeah, so when you're looking to take a break from your studies, they have fun activities like Sophia was mentioning, karaoke and different, like, I think they do sometimes like barbecues and just get-togethers where you again have the chance to meet people and build those relationships and be a part of that community. So yeah, there's a lot of great options for on-campus living. And student life in general, do you want to talk a little about that, Joanna?
Yeah, I mean, I was a student here as well, so I'm passionate about KU and had a wonderful time here as a domestic student, and now work here obviously with international students. So there's just so many ways to get involved. I mean, there's a lot of students, there's a lot of so many opportunities to get involved, whether it's a student group or some sort of organization or association, lots of leadership roles. Sports are a big part of our campus as well, I would say. I mean, it's really fun to get involved. We have a lot of athletes. We have a lot of international athletes as well, and it's something to kind of get behind and cheer for. There's a lot of tradition, as Summer was talking about. Basketball was invented here, and so Jayhawk basketball is fun. And the union also, so the student union is our big kind of main gathering point. That has dining and other things, but they also put on a lot of student union activities. So kind of like what she was saying with the housing, I mean, there's just constant activities and ways to get involved and have fun on campus. And they host speakers and movie nights and lots of just fun things. So yeah, I mean, it's just a great place to get involved. And anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't say enough good things about the union. I mean, a lot of the things that they bring in for students to participate in are really pretty impressive. And yeah, I'm going to date myself here, but maybe some of you have heard of Pearl Jam. The student union brought Pearl Jam to campus before they were anybody. But still, Pearl Jam came and played at KU. Nirvana also played at KU before they were anybody. I think Johnny Cash played here like back in the 50s maybe. But I mean, so they bring a lot of programs here for the students to provide an audience for. But these are internationally recognized acts. In addition to that, it's also kind of the hub for student involvement. The Student Involvement Leadership Center is located there, and that's kind of the campus entity that governs all of our student organizations. So, if you're interested in, if you play video games, there's an organization that you can join to meet other gamers. If you're interested in politics and social justice, there are organizations that you can join to get experience with that, to be involved in those issues in the Lawrence community as well as nationally. People ask all the time, do you have a football team? Football meaning, football the way it's played internationally, not in the United States.
Soccer.
So I mean, we have a women's soccer team. We don't have a men's soccer team. But, if you're athletically inclined, there are a lot of opportunities for you to get involved, with team sports on campus. And you don't have to be a part of the university sanctioned team. There are club sports that you can join. There is a club sport for men's football, men's bowling, or the KU bowling team won the national championship. And these are people who, it's a club sport. They pay to play, and they still, they were still able to achieve at that level, which I had a lot of admiration for that back here. But so I mean, there are all kinds of things you can do. Basically, anything you want to do, you can do it here, or at least lay the foundation for doing it later in your academic or professional career.
Yeah, that's something to point out is if you have an interest, you can make your own club or your own organization. And so really there's no limit to what kind of activity or what level of participation you can achieve here. There's flexibility, we encourage it. As Seth was talking, it made me also think about just the community in general. Lawrence and the university have a very close relationship, and so the entire community is really supportive of not only our international students, but all of the KU students in general. And Lawrence is a very welcoming and diverse, artistic, musical, really interesting place to live. And yeah, so I think that a lot of people and a lot of you out there may not know a lot about the state of Kansas, but Lawrence itself is really a unique environment, and the typical U.S. University experience can be found here, where you are a part of that Jayhawk family and you are part of a community. And you, like, Sophia, do you feel, we're kind of wrapping up here, but I kind of wanted Sophia to give us a few last thoughts on, like, was it what you expected when you came here, or did you find out it was better than you thought it would be, or like, what are, I guess, a couple of your favorite things, just to kind of close us out here?
When I got here, I was really scared of speaking because my English was super, super bad. And one thing that I really liked about the people in the Midwest is that they don't, I don't know, I thought that, oh, if I don't speak correctly, then maybe they are going to make fun of me or something. I don't know, but people here try to help you communicate yourself, and like they help you. They are not going to like make fun of you or anything. Another thing that I really like about living here is that she was mentioning the community feeling. You kind of think, oh, so you're an international student, oh, you're going to miss your family, you don't have your friends, it's a different culture. Yeah, but on the other hand, you have all these opportunities like activities and clubs to join, of course, but different activities that you can connect with your community in general. So you have no way to be bored, no way to like, I don't know, you always have something to do in Lawrence, basically. There are events going on off campus, there are events going on campus. So yeah, in general, I personally got involved a lot with clubs. Like, I'm president of the Autism Awareness Association because that's my thing. I personally love that. But I have friends that, like he was mentioning, not like clubs that you join don't have to be specifically related to what you study, but it can also be something that you do just to have fun. So I have a friend that is part of the swing association, and you get to dance swing, and that's it.
Oh.
And she loves that, and
Yeah.
that's great. So that's, of course, that's nothing related to an engineering major, but she just loves to do it. So in general, you have a lot of opportunities to grow as academically in your major and what you like to do, but also as a person, and just like having relations with people.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, definitely, this is the time in your life where, yeah, exactly as Sophia was saying, that it is the time in your life where you can explore and grow, and we definitely want to support students in doing that and help them find the best fit. And hopefully KU will be that place. But as we start to close out here, does anyone have any additional questions? You can quickly type them into the chat box.
What percentage of Indian students study in the university? That's a good one. Does anybody know that number off the top of their head? I want to say it's something like between 150 and 200 Indian students.
Yes, I'm going to pull up that website.
Yeah, we're finding
right
the
now.
exact number for
I
you.
don't know the exact number, but it's one of our top 3.
Right.
One of our top 3.
And something to mention, we have a representative, a KU representative in India who is there to support. Do you want to type in Anjali's name?
Yeah, I think
and
Anjali is on the line
Is she on
too.
there? Yeah, Anjali is definitely listening into the webinar, but I'm going to, on your webpage, where is it? Is it about? Yeah. Okay, so about 10% of our international students are Indian, because we have, as of this spring, 218 Indian students, both grad and undergrad, here on campus, and we have around 2,100 total. Is there?
So that's a good 10% right there, right?
Yeah,
So we've got
yeah.
2,100
Almost
students.
exactly 10%. Are there any other questions about anything you can think of? But also, do you, I guess is our contact information? Yeah. So
Yeah.
on that final slide that we're showing right there is the contact information for both Sophia and Rhea. You'll see there, you can reach Joanna by emailing the ISS. So if you had specific questions about immigration or visa questions, that would go to Joanna. But anything else in regards to general university information, how to apply, whether you're undergrad or grad, we can provide you information on that. So I definitely encourage you to email us at world@ku.edu or start out by going to our website, which is the irua.ku.edu. Pretty much everything you might have a question about, you could start out answering those on our website, but we for sure want to hear from you. So definitely contact us, do not hesitate. And we hope to hear from you soon. And we will be also posting the recording of this webinar to our YouTube page shortly. So if you have any friends or family who might be interested, feel free to share that with them as well. So for now, I think, unless there's any other questions? Nope.
Nothing germane to the group.
All right, then I think we will close it out for today, and we will be planning to do some additional webinars in the coming weeks. So please watch for our notices on that, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Looks like everybody wants to chat right now.
Oh yeah, we can stay on if people are still chatting.
We have a question about the benefits of the honors program.
That is a very good question. So the honors program, what they do is there are certain courses that are categorized as honors courses. So kind of as I mentioned earlier, those are a little more high level, a little more stringent, if that's I don't know if that's the best word to describe it, but basically, depending on the type of course, the goal of that is to help you achieve a higher level of knowledge in that particular course. And in terms of the benefits, you not only are learning a more in-depth and more difficult, more advanced level of knowledge in those courses, but also you can graduate with honors. Do you know, are you in the honors program? Yeah. Do you know when you graduate, can you talk a little bit about your experience in that, I guess? And when you graduate, is it on your transcript?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so basically, I joined the honors program as I arrive here. As she was mentioning, you have, in many of the classes, you have another option that is to take it with honors, and basically it gives you more depth into the knowledge, like you get to learn more at a higher level, and it's it is expected more from you in the test and everything, but also another benefit of going to those classes is that they are way smaller. So for example, I'm in an abnormal psychology honors version class right now. We are like 30 or 40 people in the class compared to the other section, which is like 200. So you get a more personal contact with the professor as well. That's always beneficial. I mean, my professor makes himself available always to us through his office hours or stays after class or stuff like that. Another benefit of the program is that you get to, like a lot of alumni or in general, they get to connect with a lot of people related to your field outside campus. So maybe it's another way to find internship opportunities or research opportunities, or just to get another opinion on like how honors alumni did when they graduated. And yes, you graduate with honors and it's in their transcript. So that's also very good when you go to look for a job. It's very beneficial. It shows that you really were interested in what you were studying and you were passionate about it. Another thing that I really like about it is that they have their own advising kind of service. So, and you have like many advisors there. So you're assigned one, but kind of one of my advisors told me at the beginning when I came here, all of the honors advisors are your advisors because they are always kind of available to any questions or concerns that you may have. Oh yeah, another thing that I would say, to graduate with honors, they changed the curriculum when I got here, but basically you need to complete at least 6 courses of honors version or graduate level courses. And then you also have to complete 4 experiences that are called enhanced learning experiences. And those are basically anything that you would do being at KU. If you're
Maybe like volunteer type?
Yeah. So you can do public service, which is volunteering, or you can do, research or entrepreneurship. What else? I don't know, like there are several, and you only have to choose 4 of them that are or may not related to what you like. I'm personally completing the global citizenship one, the research experience, public service, and the creative and I don't remember the exact title, but that's another thing. Throughout those experiences, they may be related to your personal academic interests, but it may be another way to explore something new that you would like to add to your whole person growth, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you, that's great. I was actually not aware of all of those different aspects of it, so that's a great option.
Same student asking about research opportunities available in aerospace engineering. And while I don't think anyone in the room knows anything that specific, I do know a guy who can tell you about that. And Krish, Krish, you've been in contact with me before, is that correct? If so, why don't you, I'll go ahead and put my email address out here. You go ahead and send me an email and I'll try to connect you with the guy I know who's majoring in aerospace, and he can tell you all about it. He's a good guy.
Yeah, we can also provide information for the undergrad research center. I believe we will gather the information and provide it to you. But yeah, I believe that there is some information within the undergrad research center that kind of gives at least an overview of opportunities that may be available. Something to keep in mind with undergrad research or any level of research is that it changes a lot and new opportunities come up every semester as faculty start working on new and different projects. But also, you have the opportunity, if you have an idea for research, it's possible that you could approach a certain faculty member and even start your own research project. And there is support systems in place for that as well. But yeah, definitely follow up with Seth, and we will gather some of that information for you.
Another thing that I would like to add to the Undergraduate Research Center is that a cool feature that they have. If you don't have an idea, but you just want to do research in a specific field maybe, but you don't have specifically the idea of what you want to do research on, they can help you discover that, and that's great because you end up making a lot of connections with professors, but also discovering new personal research interests. And they also have this, what is it called? Well, I don't know, they are kind of like talks where students present their research project and do posters. And that's
like poster sessions?
Yeah, that's a really cool experience that it's very beneficial for you in your career future as well. The fact that you're presenting your own project is really
Yeah, and so again, you have a chance to build additional skills that may not be exactly related to your academic program, but they're going to be beneficial for you. And so could you go to them and say, I'm interested in psychology, and they could potentially help you think of an idea for research within that?
They talk to you throughout the process of research, and they put you, like they connect you with professors that are doing that specific research. And then you're basically working with those professors in probably your own project or their projects, and then you get to present those projects as well.
Great. So did that answer somewhat the questions?
Does our university provide any scholarships for IB students? Not for IB students specifically, but we are fortunate enough to be able to offer a limited number of very competitive merit-based scholarships. The best, most sought after of those is essentially a tuition and fee waiver that's valued at roughly $25,000. So to put that in perspective of the overall cost of KU, in order to issue an immigration document, students need to be able to produce proof that they have finances for the first year of their study. That runs from between $40,000 and $45,000.
That includes all expenses.
Yeah, so that's your housing, your books, your food, mandatory health insurance, things like that. So the tuition waiver really takes a pretty significant chunk out of that. So we're able to award something like, I don't know, up to 25 of those every year. And I mean, the academic rigor involved in the IB curriculum could certainly be helpful in your application. What I'll do, rather than talk about the specifics of applying and how we evaluate those, is I'll go ahead and I'll throw the link to our scholarship information out there for us.
Yeah, something to think.
Because it's something, it's something all of you are going to be interested in.
Right. And something to think about in preparation for applying for scholarships is that either an SAT or an ACT would be a requirement. So as you're thinking about preparing to apply to university, definitely taking either an SAT or an ACT is going to be for your benefit, not only at KU, but a lot of US universities do require that for scholarships. We do not require an SAT for all of our programs for admission. Some of them we do. So definitely, depending on the major you're interested in, check out the requirements section of our webpage. There's detailed information there. But for scholarships, I think at probably most US universities, or at least a fair number of them, and SAT is going to be required to qualify for scholarships.
Yes, thank you for bringing up scholarships.
Yeah.
It's a topic on everyone's mind.
Yeah, and we are definitely, that is something that is always in transition. We are hoping to continue developing new scholarship opportunities in the coming year. Something else to consider is that a lot of departments are able to offer scholarships at varying ranges and amounts. Most departments do not award those scholarships until students are actually here. But that process varies a little bit as well. If you have questions about a specific department, let us know, and we can definitely help gather information for you. But in regards to our scholarships, as Seth was mentioning, the tuition waiver is our largest, most sought after, but we do have a handful of smaller scholarships that are in the $3,000 to $7,000 range that are also awarded each year. We award the majority of our scholarships during the fall semester. However, if there are any funds left over after the fall semester has already been awarded, we occasionally might have an opportunity available in the spring. So definitely ask. I always say it never hurts to ask questions, and so we don't want you to hesitate on reaching out to us. I don't know what Seth is typing at the moment, but any other questions are definitely welcome. Or if that's it, you can definitely email us at world@ku.edu and continue asking questions to us there.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you again for joining us, and definitely look for our announcements about upcoming webinars over the next couple of months. We will see you again soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.